Hello everybody, I'm Lobaroda and welcome to the second part of the Fungimist event. So if you want to check out the first part, click on the link on top. In the first part, we managed to get until chapter 3 and beat the boss The Abandoned, and now we continue to go. So I choose the tactical fortification operative because it was the last squad star that I needed to have all of them finished once. And without further ado, let's just jump into chapter 4 and see how this run continues. So first off, I wanted to check what kind of routes I can take, and they're both pretty similar, but I want to take as many battles as I can. But I hate Baron's Cadet, so I rather take the villain on the Barren Hills. And with my new squad members that I have, I take Milanta with me, and I think about Spot to have one more block and also some healing in there. But Platinum will not be that useful here, and I have a plan how to use Angelina. Using ranged units is a bit difficult on this map, but I do have one idea how can I make it work. And I'll show you how. So, as always, I start with my Vanguard taxes to give me some DP, and I position in a way that you can also hit at the enemy on top already. Silver Ash will go behind, Pelopsis will be my healer in the middle, and Lapland on the bottom. Now, as soon as the first big guy with the shield is coming, I activate the skill on Silver Ash. That will not only kill the guy and the one coming around, but also the next two guys coming from the top, which gives me enough time to deploy Angelina and load up her skill. So from here on out, I have her ready, and I wait until the next wave of enemies is coming on the top. As soon as they come, I activate the skill, and she will take care of them as well. And as you can see, Silver Ash is already loaded again, so you can already guess what will happen once the next wave of enemies is coming. I activate the skill earlier because another shield guy is coming and I want to block him. And unfortunately, I forgot about the caster who takes away the possibility to use Angelina again, but since they're not that strong, it doesn't really matter. And I just clean up house after this one. I don't level up, so I don't get any extra hope, but I get 2 vouchers, Sniper and Guard. For the Sniper, I'm a bit uncertain first. I do have 8 hope, and I go with Adnariel now because I want to save up my hope for a better operator. Guard I don't really care about. Promoting Lapland is not really doing anything for me at this point, and once again I rather save my hope, so I take Midnight. I probably won't use any of those two, but who knows. Next up, I think if I actually want to do Baron's Cadet, as much as I hate the stage, and I decided against it, because there's not much gaining me on the top. Leisure Entertainment is usually not a good note in my opinion. I don't do the Damsel in Distress because I really don't want to fight those guys with my current team. And, well, I take the Toaster, Iridium Ingots, why not? And unfortunately I land on Baron's Cadet again, so I couldn't avoid that stage. My team is not really good for this stage. I have no real strong defender who can take a hit, and my slow is kinda limited to Angelina. So I think what I can do here, Milanta, I think about bringing in Platinum and hope that her Brigadian Sight can kill some of the enemies before they can reach me. And I don't know if I want to take Spot or maybe someone else, but I decide that Spot is the way to go because maybe he can take 2 hits. So I start with taxes and immediately try to deploy Platinum with her range and hope, as I said, that he can catch some of those. Gravel is my main ace here because I want to deploy her as fast as possible, as often as possible, to catch some of them. The left side is usually fine with a healer and 1 good blocker because the enemies don't have much time to build up momentum. The right side is the big issue. So here I try to use the skill on Taxes to block one, not really working that well. I threw out Spot, and the big issue is that Platinum needs one more shot to kill them before they arrive, and this will hurt me a lot. So as you can see, my first defense line is always falling. I try to bring out Gravel as fast as I can, but her redeployment time, even with the speed she has, is too much to get a good point. The true Silver Slash from Silver Ash is also not really helpful here, because the general HP of the enemies is not the issue, it's really the damage. And now my line is falling left and right. And at that point I'm pretty worried, because I don't have that many HP seals left. I will manage to get through the stage, but it will hurt. So 3 more are coming through, 4 in overall. I think I did the best that I could have this stage. And I get a Vanguard voucher, which, yeah, I upgrade Taxes because I use her in every stage, but I don't really think it's needed. And I take my random collectible, which is the Pepper Mom. And now we're at Fungus Temple, the last chapter. The goal is at hand, and I just try to figure out what the best route is to take. I feel comfortable enough to take the Occult Gathering because I want to take the top route because there's a safe house there that I want to hit. So I think about what I want to change, and Gravel, I wanted to take her out, but then I thought maybe she's actually good for catching some of those targets that bomb or have those skills where when they activate they go berserk. So I place Taxes first, then Platinum, and then Lapland. Like, Platinum will be a huge help here once she builds up a Purgation site because she covers both lanes. Taxes gives me as much DP as possible, and Pelopsis is the healer, obviously. Now Silver Ash in the front, because with a Silver Slash he can also attack the bottom row. I try killing the bottom one of those strong enemies, but I actually can't do it. I was already prepared to let one of those through because the setup of the stage is not really good for one medic. Apart from that, everything is fine so far, but once the enemies start moving, it can get messy pretty soon. So I save up Angelina and Silver Ash skill for this moment. And once it starts, I activate everything I have, which takes care of all of those, which is great. Now the harder part begins because of the lack of defenders that I have. I know that a lot of enemies will be coming from the bottom, and I need to distract them long enough for Angelina to be ready again. She is my main ace of keeping them at bay. And it works, even if it's barely so. Some of them will once again break through, which is unfortunate, but I do have enough HP seals to survive. As I said, without a good defender, like if I would have Hoshiguma here, this wouldn't have happened, but Spot is just not the right defender for this. I do deploy Taxes and Spot at the end because I don't want to lose one more HP seal. Now I level up and I have 12 hope. Way too much actually right now. And I can choose between Cyber and Supporter. There's not really a supporter that I want right now, so I take W, my girl. I usually don't use her that much because while she is useful, Platinum is usually better in this mode as far as I am concerned. For this stage, obviously I bring her in because it's a flyer stage. There will be tons of flyers, and I feel pretty well prepared for this. Platinum, W, Angelina, Silver Ash, Midnight, Lapland, all of them can take care of flyers. I also change Spot for Steward because the ground units are so rare that I can have that spot open for someone else. The escape bee colony can be a nightmare if you don't have a sniper or caster, and one of the easiest stages in my opinion with 2 good snipers or casters. As always, Texas first, followed by Platinum, Angelina and Silver Ash, and as you can see ground-wise those enemies are nothing. And with the increased range for Platinum, I can kill so much before it even comes close to me. For this bigger drone, I activate the skill on Silver Ash and it takes care of it, because I just don't want to deal with it for a long time. It would take a round around the map, it wouldn't go straight to the exit, so I would have enough time, but I just want to get rid of it directly. There's no point in stalling there. There's one thing that I kind of set up badly, which is Steward at the bottom, and I don't really have that much damage at the bottom, I realize. Putting Silver Ash 1 more down would have been better, or W in a spot where Steward is, but yeah, it was a bit... I just didn't saw it early enough. And now with the last wave I activate all the skills and they die. This one drone was annoying, I could have catched it, but it is what it is. Obviously I don't level up, but I get my rewards and I get a sniper or guard voucher. Once again, nothing really that I need. I take the guard in the hope that I get a 5 or 6 star for free, but unfortunately that isn't the case. So I'll just take Popka. Just something. Now I take the supplies, hoping that I can get a good collectible. And I get the crate of explosive building materials, which gives me a bit more hope again. And also a deployment limit increase. And then I hit the safe house. And since I don't really need to promote anybody, I check again just to be sure. I could promote W, but it's not really worth it, I would say. I take the objective HP just to be on the safe side. Usually I don't lose any HP in the last stage once I'm this far with kind of this team, but I want to be safe here. Activate the Origin Ingots again from the chance encounter, and the last one is once more objective HP. And with 18 objective AP, I feel pretty safe for the last stage, the Wilderness Hunting Group. The main issue here is, once again, I don't have a very strong defender. Usually I like to have Hoshigumer E2 here, because she can take the hits of the hunter easily, and she doesn't even die to any of those. But I don't have her, so I need to play a bit around. My main damage output will be Silver Ash, Platinum and Angelina, so I figured Gravel will come back. Her fast deployment will probably mean I can take the strong shot with her every time. Now I think who is the best choice in terms of attack to defense to HP. And I first think about Melanta, but after looking again, I realized that Spot is actually a better choice just to have one more healing as well. I don't know if any one of those can take the hit from the hunter, but we'll find out. So the stage starts as any other stage. Texas first. And the enemies will wait a bit, so I have a bit of time to set up my first line of defense. I activate the skill early because I want to have the DP, and I bring out Angelina because her skill will be enough to take care of the first wave of enemies that will advance. Platinum in the back to build up her Pegasian sight, and Pelopsis to heal. The usual setup for me. Now Lapland will cover the bottom line, and as soon as I have enough, I will bring out Silver Ash. Thinking of deploying Spot, but not really needed. And since they're very slow in advancing, I actually decided to go for W first. And now as you can see, the first wave is trying to advance and they're just getting nowhere. So I have enough time. Silver Ash comes out, and lastly Spot, because the last unit that's deployed will be the one focused by the hunter. So I needed to be careful there who is the one to take the shots. Now the second wave is coming. Once again, Angelina is ready for them, so she takes them all out. And in combination with W and her mines to stun the enemies, they don't really even hit my line at all. Now the third wave is coming, and I activate Texas skill to stun and give me some more time to deal with them. Now Angelina is ready again and can take care of them. Now the next wave will be a bit annoying because Angelina is on cooldown and the hunter comes out. So I activate the Spot's healing, and I also activate the True Silver Slash. Now Spot dies kinda as I imagined it would happen. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to deploy Gravel and Silver Ash was killed. That sucks a bit and made me worried a bit, but Angelina is still there and she will be there for a long time, even if the hunter will continue to kill some of my people. Now Lapland falls, but there is enough damage in Angelina to take care of them. I can bring out Gravel fast enough to block the next wave of enemies, and W take care of the stragglers that went through. Now Gravel was killed again, unfortunately, and Spot is there to take her place. I deploy Silver Ash and Gravel directly behind each other so that the hunter will focus Gravel with his strong shot. Now he's focusing Silver Ash, which is fine for now. I activate Gravel again for the fourth shot, which is what I actually wanted to do beforehand, but kind of messed up. And now I'm at a good rhythm and pace again. Even if the hunter kills Lapland, it doesn't really matter because Silver Ash is still there and now Gravel comes out again. I activate the True Silver Slash to take care of most of the enemies, and now it's just waiting for the hunter to die, basically. There's enough damage, not much that can go wrong at that point. It's just shooting him until he falls over. And with that, I finished the event. So let's have a look at the end score. So I finished it with the Tactical Fortification Operative in 10 hours. Well, I needed to take a couple of breaks in between to get it done because, well, work happens. I got a couple of collectibles, and I would say there are a few that were really helpful, especially increasing my squad size. The increased voucher, the co-op voucher were all not that important. The additional objective HP definitely helped to get me through a couple of those stages where I would have died. Barrett's Cadet, for example, would have been really bad without this, or the Occult Gathering. But the squad size was what made the difference. I had a lot of runs that died because I just didn't have enough squad size to bring in a good team. And I have 16 operatives, but I didn't use all of them. My main squad was probably 10-ish, 8 to 10 that I used. Popuka was not really needed. Midnight I'd actually used at one stage, so kudos to him. And Milanta as well. Stewart, yeah. The temporary recruitment, not really needed. So let's have a look at the statistic. I cleared 5 floors. Yeah, obviously. 27 steps taken, probably also pretty normal. I did 9 normal battles and only 1 elite battle. Usually I try to go for more elite battles because of the collectibles that I can get out of it, but with the team that I had, I didn't really feel comfortable about this. I didn't have a good defender, and while I had good guards, usually elite battles without good medics and defenders can be really troublesome due to the increased ATK, defense, HP the enemies have. Obviously 2 leader fights, I can't do anything else in that. 10 collectibles, 16 operatives. Overall, 765 score. Obviously I'm done with the honey biscuits for a long time, I think at 30k at this point or something like that. But nice anyway, I'll take it. And that was my run for a tactical fortification operative, the last one that I needed to finish, and now I have everything done on a normal stage. Next time around I try to do both normal and hard stage, but let's see. I hope this event comes back. I'm sure it will come back. If you have any cool runs, send them my way. Send me a screenshot of the Ant squad that you did it with. I would be very interested in this. Follow me on Twitter and send me all your stuff and all your cool squads that you managed to do it with. I would love to see them. And until then, I see you next time, doctors.